Greetings troopers, welcome back to the 7th video looking at the ranks and trooper types of the Imperial Stormtrooper Corps. Today we will be looking into the Death Troopers and their history, characteristics, organisation and features, and how they contribute to the Galactic Empire in war operations and battle scenarios. But with that, feel free to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy Galactic Empire content or just Star Wars content in general, and maybe feel free to share this video with other like-minded Star Wars fans to show your allegiance to the Empire. But without further ado, let's talk about the Death Troopers. The Death Troopers are an elite squad-based assault, infiltration and espionage variant of the Stormtroopers, which are highly effective at operating in dangerous and high-stress environments, which see the need for effective communication, teamwork, and a tactical understanding of navigating a battlefield or combat area. But before we delve into that, let's look at the history of the Death Troopers. The Death Troopers, unlike other members of the Trooper Corps, do not have a clone predecessor from the Grand Army of the Republic, instead being created and fully put into service around 18 to 19 BBY by the Imperial Military Department of Advanced Weapons Research around the same time that the first Death Star started its construction, the orders being given by the Emperor himself. This whole development was very secret, something about reviving necrotic tissue resulting in undead troopers which were unable to be controlled. Yeah, my superiors don't tell me everything and restrict some of the things I'm allowed to reveal, so let's move on. The Death Troopers started to see significant use throughout the Empire, well into and through the Galactic Civil War, by many high-ranking Imperial officers such as Grand Moff Wilhoof Tarkin, Grand Admiral Mithron Urudu, or Thrawn, and Director Orson Callan Krennic, just to name a few, as well as guarding and protecting the Emperor's advisors up in the Imperial Ruling Council. These were and still are very efficient troopers, especially when it came to guarding high-ranking Imperial officials, but along with that, these troopers partook in many specialist operations, involving skills and expertise in tactical decision-making, squad management, and defence and assault operations. The Death Troopers played a heavy role in ground combat during the Battle of Scarif, as they acted as squad leaders and heavy offence and defence combatants, taking on rebels using an array of tactics, different weapon types and variants, and a mix of long-ranged and martial combat, pummeling rebels with their increased strength and agility. Throughout the Galactic Civil War and up until now, the Death Troopers have stuck to their niche when it comes to missions, conducting operations like hostage rescue, target hunting, spying, infiltration, defending VIPs and premises, with them occasionally partaking in larger war operations, in which you will find them to be at their prime. But with that, let's look at the characteristics and features of these troopers. The Death Troopers come equipped with an advanced set of armour and an increased arsenal of powerful weapons, making them extremely efficient, as well as allowing them to diversify their approach to different operations that they are a part of. As for the person under the suit, they are hand-selected from the Stormtrooper Corps and are required to meet the physical and mental standards needed to be initiated into the Death Trooper program, such as reaching the minimum height and weight standards, having to be much taller than a regular Stormtrooper, around 6 to 7 feet tall. Mentally, they must have an unyielding loyalty to the Empire, as well as a resistance to pain and any mentally scarring things that they may see on the battlefield. And lastly, they must be physically fit. Should a trooper meet this criteria, they will be sent to Scarif to be trained as a Death Trooper, for a regimen of rigorous physical and mental exercises, as well as a few surgical procedures to enhance their physical strength and cognitive abilities, making them into a super soldier, more or less. Along with this, Death Trooper trainees are taught many different forms of combat, using many different weapon models, and even some forms of mixed martial arts. They train in different environments in order to be equipped to deal with the conditions of other planets and warfare, with squads of Death Trooper trainees commonly working together to learn the abilities needed such as hand-to-hand combat, blaster warfare and marksmanship, heavier weaponry, explosives and demolition, improvised fighting and warfare, and guerrilla warfare to take on rebels. Upon completion of their training, they will be rewarded the rank of Death Trooper and given their armour, and will be sent on missions requiring them. This armour comes equipped with numerous built-in sensors and systems to allow these troopers to have a heightened awareness of their surroundings, These include a NeuroSav macro motion monitor, multi-frequency targeting and acquisition sensor, and an image intensifying active pulse emitter, which are those green lights you see on the chin of the helmet. The helmet also includes a voice scrambler for intimidation and to keep most conversations between these troopers a secret, as only the Death Troopers can understand what these garbled sentences mean. The armour itself can warp electromagnetic signals from sensors and scanners due to the reflect that the armour is made of, making the Death Troopers almost invisible, which is extremely helpful in stealth and espionage operations. Weapons and tools that they use in missions includes an IM-40 free-slot ammunition and tool pouch, SE-14 light repeating blaster, DLT-19D heavy blaster rifle, E-11D blaster carbine, DLT-19 heavy blaster rifle, smart rockets, C-25 fragmentation grenades, beradium thermal detonators, sonic imploder and a thermal imploder. Along with that, the armour comes equipped with a standard environmental control system, squad communication array, and of course a built-in connection to the HoloNet, because it wouldn't be Imperial Trooper Corps armour without it. But with that, let's look into how these troopers operate in war operations, stealth missions and battle scenarios. The Death Troopers specialise in many different types of missions and war operations, with them finding a niche in infiltration and protection of important Imperial personnel and officers. The Death Troopers can be found accompanying these officers on foreign and hostile planets, where there is a risk of rebel fighters, criminals, and the natural environment of a planet harming said officer. For example, Imperial Officer and Advanced Weapons Research Director Orson Callan Krennic utilised the Death Troopers as a form of protection very prominently on different missions throughout the galaxy. Other important officers that had Death Troopers for protection would be Grand Admiral Thrawn and Grand Moff Tarkin, as well as many other high-ranking admirals, generals and moffs within the Empire. Protecting Imperial officers requires good coordination and teamwork on the part of the Death Troopers, as they need to have a keen eye to spot danger in the surrounding environment, as losing an important Imperial official would be a large price to pay for the Empire, especially if that official had vital information or technology on them. The Death Troopers are very proficient in stealth and espionage operations, sneaking into rebel bases, outposts, political institutions, family estates and rebel hideouts to garner information and destroy any hidden rebel insurgents that need to be located so that they can be uncovered and removed by the Empire. These missions are usually performed by an individual Death Trooper or a squad, as they have to remain undetected throughout the mission, or they risk jeopardizing the operation as a whole for the Empire, which is not viable, especially in missions with high stakes involved. In warfare, Death Troopers are very formidable, especially in large numbers, and working with Stormtroopers, they can be a force to be reckoned with, as through their advancements in their armour, weapons and surgical implants, they are stronger, faster and smarter than the average rebel soldier, at least strategically. Death Troopers coordinate and attack like no other trooper in the Trooper Corps, as they can hit hard and fast, keeping the rebels on their feet. Along with that, they can also act as heavy assault troopers due to their increased armour strength, being able to take some amount of damage before going down. Overall, the Death Troopers are an extremely valuable and powerful member of the Imperial Trooper Corps, and definitely troopers you will want to have in your squad during your next deployment. But with that, thanks for watching, long live the Empire and may the Force be with you.